welcome back to Uncommon Sense, the most uncommon place on the internet where we question everything and we learn together. Are you ready? Alright, I am your host, Billy the Kid, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of a different type of thing.
Yeah, something different.
And, sorry we're kind of later than usual, but, you know, we're an ish kind of people.
Noon-ish.
Noon-ish? Yeah, it's like 1 o'clock-ish? No, it's like 1:30-ish. Oh, well, it happens.
It does.
All right, welcome to the studio, Senor Butch.
Senor.
Say hello, Senor.
Hello, Senor.
Oh. Hola, Senor. Okay, well, 40 mic checks and...
Yeah, we did so many mic checks. We got everything set up. Sorry it's taken us so long to get back on here and get back to you guys.
His fault.
It's my fault.
Fired.
I'm fired. Well, we're doing something a little different today. Usually we run our system and all of our applications and recording and all like that there off of a Linux box, but we recently switched over to Windows. Yeah. Yeah.
He switched to Windows. Now, he's got good reasons, though.
I have good reasons for switching. Yeah. And
it was just frustrating for me because I didn't have the time to come over and reset up everything before today.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you guys, I've been here since 10?
About 10.
15-ish?
Yeah.
And it's 1:30 now.
Trying to get everything set up. Yeah. So about 3 hours.
So when I say that content creation is no joke, it's a lot of work and it's time consuming, I'm not kidding.
Hats off and props to all fellow content creators out there. You know, they do a remarkable job.
And this is live, you guys.
Yeah.
Let's not even get into what it takes to edit a video, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We won't even go there. Look at my eyes, bitch. No, really though, I love editing videos when it's the right stuff. When it's, like you do your documentary style,
right?
You're doing a film or something. It's so different.
It is.
It's so different. But after you start editing, I'll tell you something. You watch movies on a whole different spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of funny though, because you'll watch it and you'll be like, I saw the grin right before the cut, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, I saw that.
Yeah. Well, I always look for the cuts and the edits and everything else like that.
Or then, you see certain transitions and stuff, and after you start editing, you're like, I know how they did that. Even, certain effects, you're like, I know how they did that.
Right.
Kaboom! Yeah, I did that too.
Well, today we're talking about something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a reaction video. We're reacting to Tom MacDonald. Everyone knows who he is. If you don't, go check him out on his page, his YouTube page.
If you don't know who Tom MacDonald is, I'm kind of wondering where you've been.
Right.
Because...
Well, Tom MacDonald did something a little bit different just recently. A couple days ago, he released a video with Ben Shapiro.
Okay, he did something different, but not different.
Yeah.
It's not so much different for him as it's different for Ben.
It's very different for Ben.
And I think he as in Tom, he likes the wow factor.
Right. He likes to do collab videos, but he likes the wow.
Nobody's going to expect Ben Shapiro to be able to rapping, so...
Well, it's like when Tom MacDonald did that video with Eminem.
He didn't do a video with Eminem. He did a video about a song about Eminem.
No, he did a video recently with
Eminem.
Yeah,
he did recently.
Just recently.
Well, and everyone was kind of shocked when he had, what's her name? Blair White in his one video.
Yep.
So, I will admit, I am a critic of Tom MacDonald.
Yep.
I was a huge fan of him back in 2019, 2020. And I feel, for me personally, like about end of 21, going into 2022.
Right.
Everything became cookie cutter with him. There is now a Tom MacDonald cookie cutter. His music tends to all sound the same now. Very similar topics, sometimes I feel like the lines were just kind of, we're just going to put this bar here instead of there, and then move this one up here.
Right.
Kind of change the words a little bit.
Yeah, he's just changing the words around a little bit, but he's got the same beat, same tempo, same rhythm.
I get frustrated with Tom because I still want to like him. I still want to support him.
Right.
But it's hard when I don't feel like he's growing anymore.
Well,
I don't feel
I've
like...
subscribed to him, and, you know...
Yeah. Well, so am I.
And you're subscribed to him as well.
And we talked about this earlier. I am concerned about his role, shall we say, that he's playing.
Right.
Even if he doesn't realize that he's playing a role. So, we'll get into that, though. I'm trying to not get ahead of myself. Shut up, Billy. God. Give away all secrets. Okay. So, let's go over here to share screen.
All right.
Okay, that's that video. We're actually, before we get into that, though, I want to play this little blip here.
All right.
From Ben Shapiro. See, this was about a month ago. I heard about it probably 2 weeks ago or so. I think it was the We Are Change podcast.
Okay.
You guys like podcasts? Go check out We Are Change. Luke Rudikowski, that used to be on Tim Pool.
Right.
He has his own podcast now.
Okay.
And I personally like Luke a lot better because I think he's much more middle ground of things. But he's also... I think he's even more middle ground than Tim.
Right.
And I also think that he's more open-minded than Tim Pool.
Right. Sorry for yawning, folks. I've been up
give
for a
a
while.
little bit of background. Luke is actually from New York City. He was there when 9/11 happened. And he's been, labeled as conspiracy theorist since then, pretty much.
Right.
Because he really got into, digging into what happened. And,
right.
The third building, if you don't know about that,
Building 7.
you might want to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that he's very open to new information.
Right.
And I like the ones that are okay with being proven wrong. Whereas Tim gets a little up in his panties when people
prove him wrong.
Kind of prove him wrong.
Right.
But anyway, so Luke brought up this clip from Tucker one day, and I found it kind of interesting, or not from Tucker, but from Ben about Tucker, sorry.
Right.
So anyway, let's check it out. I just want you guys to kind of have some perspective on this before we actually get into the video. Okay? Are we ready?
Let's do it.
I think a lot of people have awakened to the now demonstrable fact that libertarian economics was a scam perpetrated by the beneficiaries of the economic system that they were defending. So they created this whole intellectual framework.
Okay, pause that for a second. So I don't like this conspiracy theorizing about the nature of libertarian economics. Libertarian economics says the government should not...
Okay, so now remember, we are watching Ben's reaction to Tucker.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to back this up just a little bit.
So we're doing a reaction to a reaction.
Yes. Pretty much. But I do want to back this up a little bit. Listen to what Tucker said. And because I think this is important when we're listening to our conservative commentators,
right,
that we judge them just as much. We question them just as much.
Yes.
Because we're
after the truth.
We as free thinkers don't want to get stuck in an echo chamber.
Right.
Not realizing that we're in an echo chamber, and then, next thing you know, we're bowing down to some idealistic human being, right? Okay, don't get me wrong, I like Trump, but the worship of the man, come on, people. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts.
It does.
Okay, and we are both Trump fans.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a little bit more critical of some of his stuff than you are.
Right.
That's fine. But it's the people on social media that just jump down everybody's throat the second you say something critical of Trump. You know? And then you got the polar opposites that you say one positive thing about Trump and now you're
Right. Well,
You
let's
suck
get back,
as you know what because
let's get back to the
you said
video.
one nice thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, I just want us to question Ben as much as we would question the women on The
yeah.
View or whatever.
Definitely.
Okay.
I think a lot of people have awakened to the now demonstrable fact that libertarian economics was a scam perpetrated by the beneficiaries of the economic system that they were defending. So they created this whole intellectual framework.
Okay, pause that for a second. So I don't like this conspiracy theorizing about the nature of libertarian economics. Libertarian.
I want to say something real quick. How many times has Ben Shapiro himself conspiracy theorized about something?
Right.
I just want to put that out there.
Right.
Economics says the government should not control the free flow of goods and services. That's all libertarian economics says. A free market has property rights for you, and the
Is that all it says, though? Is it really?
I don't know. I think there's more to it.
I feel like there's more to it as well.
Everything I've learned over the years, from dealing with anything, is you always have to read the fine print.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I don't care what party or sub-party or
Right.
whatever is putting it out. I want to know what the fine print says.
Well, it's like, here, I've got this lovely little mug here. Here, have a steak.
Right? That's not a steak.
That's
But he said it was.
But that's what people do. They'll sit there and they'll say, well, this is good for this is good for that, but they won't turn around and say what actually it does.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what it actually does. Give us the fine print. Let us, the people, read it.
We don't know the fine print on the libertarian economics, so if you guys got information on that, feel free to share.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with Ben here, but I am questioning what he's saying. Like,
Right.
I'm not just going to jump on the bandwagon because Ben Shapiro said blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Okay, so that's the point I'm making here.
Okay.
All right, come on. Oh, I guess I could close that one. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind.
government can't get involved. That is the opposite of a conspiracy theory. A conspiracy is when a group of powerful people restructure an entire economy.
Okay, so what he's saying is that because the government couldn't get involved, that it wasn't a conspiracy.
Right.
Wrong. Just because the government is not involved does not mean there was not a conspiracy of shorts.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Economy around particular interests. So, for example, if you were to push forward a protectionist policy, that is a policy designed to protect specific people in your country in a particular industry from competition from other people in the country and also elsewhere. That is the goal of it. That's an actual cadre of powerful people shaping the economic system for everyone. A baseline rule, which is that you have freely alienatable goods and services. You can alienate your own labor. Someone can pay you for your labor at a given wage. Like that's not a conspiracy. Me giving you the ability to actually trade with other people, I'm confused as to how that would be a conspiracy by me. Now, it may not end to the benefit of people who are less competitive in a particular industry, and there may be very good reasons to protect certain industries. For example, for national security reasons. I think that we should be cutting down on trade from China because I don't think we should be enriching our enemies.
Right.
That's a different thing from saying that economically speaking, there's this group, this secret group of libertarian economists who, for their own benefit.
Now, I can agree with what he said about China.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to set aside the possibility that the libertarians are just as corrupt as anyone else.
Right.
So,
Like Milton Friedman was sitting in the back room and
Yeah.
he's like, I need to be rich. And the only way I'm going to be rich is if there's free market economics. That's just not true. It's just not true. There's a kind of politics that a lot of people are engaged in these days called emotivism. It's a basic philosophy that suggests that the reason your opponents are doing the thing they are doing is because of their own emotions. They're doing it because they're badly motivated, because they want the worst for you. I think it's an ugly way to do politics unless you actually...
Okay. Butch just had to step out for a second. But I want to play that again. Hold on. Okay.
Going to be rich is if there's free market economics. That's just not true. It's just not true. There's a kind of politics that a lot of people are engaged in these days called emotivism. It's a basic philosophy that suggests that the reason your opponents are doing the thing they are doing is because of their own emotions. They're doing it because they're badly motivated, because they want the worst for you. I think it's an ugly way to do politics unless you have actual evidence that that is the case. It's a conspiracy way to do politics. It turns out that some people have ideas that are different from you. Sometimes it is because they're corrupt or they're being paid or whatever it is. But in many cases, it's because they just disagree. I don't think Tucker's saying what he's saying because he's being paid off or because he's a vested interest. And so I kind of object to this idea that anyone who disagrees because they're trying to actively harm somebody else. I don't think that that's the case when you are talking about, for example, free market economics. Here's more of Tucker.
Intellectual framework to justify the private equity culture that's hollowed out the country. That's my personal view, and I've seen it up close my whole life, so I think it's a fair assessment. I think a smarter way to assess an economic system is by its results. So you can assign whatever name you want to the economic system of the United States. You could call it market capitalism. You could call it,
Sorry, I forgot. I had muted that because the dogs were barking. So let me repeat that really quick. I don't think that Tucker was quite saying what Ben was interpreting it as. I think he's kind of overreading it, I guess. If that makes sense.
We need to take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back.
Right now?
Right now.
We just started.
We're having technical difficulties. We'll be right back. Please